Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade. What a year it's been for you, Milos. Wimbledon finalists. We're here in beautiful Flushing for the U.S. Open. You're all ready, I'm assuming. Talk to me about your mindset going in for the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this tournament to start. Wimbledon was a great slam for me. I've played well since, so I'm very eager to play in front of this very electric crowd here in New York. And it's a tournament I've enjoyed many times over, and I want to make it count.
This has been the best year of your career. What do you attribute it to?
Hard work. I think it's coming together, all the hard work. I think I'm much stronger mentally as well, physically. So I've been able to stay healthy for a long period of time, so I've been able to build momentum. So all these things coming together have been very positive and had a very positive influence on my game.
You're also working with one of the all-time greats right now, John McEnroe, and obviously we know John for his fiery style. What's he like off the court, and what's it like working with him?
He's definitely got fire, regardless, on court, off court. But it's been very positive for me. He's been very helpful, and we've worked on a lot of things. I think we made quite a good progress working together, and he's been there and helped me out quite a bit, and I hope to continue doing the same.
You were just in Vogue. That's got to be pretty freaking cool, man. How did that come about?
It came about just after the Australian Open, after the semifinals. I believe Anna reached out to one of my friends that's actually a photographer and said, would you want to shoot Milos for an issue? And he's one of my closest friends, so it ended up working out perfectly.
So when you look around at the state of tennis right now, we're seeing essentially a transition. Roger's getting older, and we're seeing the younger guard coming in. Talk to me about what do you think about tennis overall right now?
Yeah, I think it's in a great place. I think you have Novak that's chasing this greatest of all time status story. You have the question marks about how's Roger going to be next year when he comes back. You also have the big storyline of Rafa being also one of the all-time greats. How's he going to step up and so forth in this period of time? So there's a lot of good storylines. And then you have the storylines of guys trying to break through. And I feel like I'm trying to lead that charge, trying to make a difference, and trying to win my first slam.
Obviously, Wimbledon is the mecca of tennis, so you make it to the finals. Talk to me about the experience of getting to the Wimbledon finals and playing Andy Murray in it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic experience. Obviously, I played well throughout 2 weeks, which I hadn't played that well before. I'd been in semifinals 2 times before and couldn't transition to the final. Now I got myself to a final, and a lot bigger learning experience as well, that I want to be able to really put myself back in that position and take it further.
What makes the U.S. Open so special?
I think the crowd. I think it's probably the one where they're the most involved, positive and negatively. There's some heckling, which me growing up around North American sport, I've grown to actually admire. So that kind of electricity here, especially for a night match, is pretty special.
What's fascinating about you is outside of tennis, you have some incredible interests off the court as well. Talk to me about some of those interests.
Well, it depends. When I'm at tournaments, I like to sort of occupy myself through art, either visiting galleries, trying to expose myself to as much as possible, because it's a passion that's relatively new for me that I've really gotten close to over the last 2 years. And other times I really like to sort of pique my interest in the finance world and try to always be reading about something, learning about that. That's what I was going to study if I had gone to university.
Speaking of the finance world, you just rang the closing bell or opening one of the bells.
Opening bell, yeah.
Opening bell. How cool an experience was that?
It was good. It was as nerve-wracking as it can be for just holding a button down for 10 seconds, because you don't want to be the guy that screws that up. But it was a lot of fun. It was a very unique and positive experience that I'm glad I got to do, and got to meet some really interesting people and sort of see what the trade floor is set up. It's not like it used to be. It's not quite busy there. I'm sure there's many more people sitting behind their laptops trading stocks rather than yelling at one another on a trading floor.
The old days were something else.
But
it was like Wall
That
Street.
had some charm. That had some charm. So I'm sort of sad that was not there and that wasn't present.
Being a young player, were there players growing up that you emulated, and who were they and why?
Pete Sampras was my biggest idol by far. I watched him win his last slam here on TV. I watched him win his 13th slam at Wimbledon. So those are 2 matches I probably remember the most. He was the one person, tennis player, that I grew up looking up to the most and trying to emulate, trying to sort of learn from and incorporate those positive things that I saw in his game into mine.
What's next for you, man?
trying
It's
to
like,
win the US Open.
I love it.
There's nothing else on my mind right now.